Hello everyone, welcome back to Minecraft. I'm ShimonShozen, and well, last time we left off, I have done a little bit of things here and there. So as you can see, I do have some. I didn't do a lot of interior, but I am getting a little bit more of the interior of my house done. But actually, let me show you what I've actually properly done. There's an Enderman in my house. Bye bye, Enderman. So as you can see, I have a beacon over here. I moved my beacon from my quarry, which was over there, to here. Mainly what I've done off camera is, you shall see, all my roads are now, stone and gravel and andesite. Bro just wanted a house tour? Did you want a house tour? The house tour isn't anything done in the house tour yet. Oh, the Enderman? Yeah, he wanted a house tour. Unfortunately, he had to go. Although the most important thing that I've done off camera here, because it's been a bit of a stressing point here, is because I've been low on iron. I finally made an iron farm. And I've AFK'd, clearly, quite a bit for this iron to gather. And, oh gosh, I didn't actually even realize how much iron I had. Yeah, that iron farm is, ow, a bit of a saver, because you don't realize in Minecraft how much iron you truly need. It's kind of ridiculous. Other things I've done a little bit here and there is I have made my... I've moved all my farm animals here. And, I haven't done any work here yet, but yeah. Just a little few things here and there. Quite a bit of work. Mostly the main work was road work, which road work is boring, not exciting for a stream, and then working inside of here, and then working on that iron farm, because, like, yeah, iron's been a bit of a struggle. Just a teensy bit. But gladly have that now. So what are we going to do for the stream today? Honestly, I'm going to do a little bit more building on stream. Honestly, mainly my Minecrafts are for me just to ramble and build and talk about things that are going to happen for the next streams or videos as things release. The next videos, particularly this Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I might splice it into one whole video. We'll see. I'll think on that. It is basically my last tries at beating the true ending for Cave Story, which I'm I'm half asking myself, why do I do this to myself, and I'm half asking myself, you know, can I even do it? I think I can. I should be saying I know I can, but it's tough. It is tough. Otherwise, I did spruce up a little bit. I wanted to add a little bit of, I just grew a natural azalea tree over here just to give a little bit more of, like, some vibrancy out over here. I'll probably do something over there too. But yeah, as for right now, my plans mainly are going to be, I'm going to build, because I actually don't love my, where my chickens are. I'm going to build a chicken coop. So why am I grabbing some iron? Well, I want to make some hoppers for it so it's actually semi-functional as things go. So, let me take care of that. Let me grab that. Actually, this isn't as loud as I anticipated it to be. I expected this farm to be much louder. I hid it under here, mainly in this hidden little cave near my base, so it's like it gets pretty much is for the most part in the chunks that are loaded most frequently, and I am here most frequently. So I hope that makes sense of why it's like that and where its placement is. But yeah, I'm glad to have got away from those path blocks. I just don't like path blocks for the most part for pathing. I mean, they're not terrible, but they're not my thing. More iron blocks. Yes. Yeah, I'm quite happy about having that iron farm because that is so nice. Did some spruce farming as well because spruce. I like spruce wood a lot. So spruce wood is nice to have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you need? No, you don't actually need. I thought you might have needed redstone for the hopper recipe, but you actually don't. So what tools am I gonna grab? I'm gonna grab a bunch of fences. Fence gate. That should be enough. I suppose to keep in tonality of what I've been building with, I'm gonna grab some spruce logs here. Dump that in here. A couple of barrels would be nice. My barrels are in my base at the moment. So I'll grab those. And I'll grab... Since I just want to kind of keep things in this area, in the same tone, I'll grab some white logs, some concrete powder as well. I don't think I need much, and just a little bit of calcite as well. So that should do me from some building mats. What has been going on otherwise? I haven't actually touched Silksong in a bit. I've been meaning to get back to beating that, but I've been like, that current boss I'm fighting is, they're tough. They're tough for sure. I'm like, you know, I'm definitely like struggling to some degrees on that fight. I'm like, oh, I cannot believe how hard. It's not how hard. It's just like I wonder how long that fight's gonna drag on. Is my main worry, because most of the fights feel like they drag on. It's also one of those boss fights where you only get like a couple of licks in, and by that I mean you just like have to hit dodge, hit dodge, hit dodge, hit dodge, and then if you get hit yourself, heal up. So, oh, that's a creeper. Not today, creeper. So I did say I was gonna do some terraforming for this off camera. Haven't yet. There's only so much time that I could do, and plus I was feeling a bit of like as it goes, a little bit of restraint from when I was like just doing a bit of like digging and whatnot, and that does worry me a bit because I'm like, ooh, I don't want. I hate when Minecraft does that creepy sound effect. I was like, what the heck? Yeah, I worry about repetitive restraint because, you know, that's a thing. I want to get rid of that floating block. Okay. So where am I gonna put the chicken coop? I think I'm gonna just like put it over in the back right corner over here. A little bit. I want to maybe expand a little bit of this ground out. So don't mind me as I place a little bit of random blockings. I'm not the best at terraforming, but I make it work, you know. It's truly one of those things where it's like, it doesn't have to be perfect, just has to look good enough. And I figured like, the chicken coop obviously should be closest to this area. Actually might make it over here where it's like, because I do plan to make the, well, now the farmhouse. Oh yeah, I was like putting big giant spruce trees over there to like slowly podzol at it and destroy that. I suppose like the main reason I quote unquote dislike where my chickens are where previously I didn't have these fences here and they were escaping from this hole here because they're small enough to just like run away and escaping. I'm like, oh no, my chickens are getting out. They're not my main food source. My main food source at the moment is the steak. Speaking of which, I should be also like breeding my cows more often than I do, but I don't. So, well, so what? I don't know. Oh, I've been working on a thumbnail here, for a bit. It's my, Death's Door thumbnail. I'm actually really liking how it's turning out so far. It's, kind of obviously inspired by the isometric art of, Death's Door, and, I made it isometric as well. And I kind of like fudged the isometric bits a bit, so it's like not gonna look perfect, but I think it'll look good enough just to like kind of, is it a 100% fake it until you make it perspective drawing. But I think it'll be decent enough. I don't really necessarily like need it to be the craziest thing, right? Like, as long as it looks good, I think that's what's important. Or relatively good. So I guess what I'm going to try to do here is, well, I suppose the stairs will be over here. So definitely I want to have like, my idea is to make it functional, at least, is have them on hoppers and essentially like a 3x3 hopper thing. At least the pen itself. Living pen. Then expand it. Oh, you scared me a little bit. I was like, where the hell did that arrow come from? Okay, if I have that there, have these here, then I want to put some of you here. Like I said, nothing super special. So I'll probably like have the chicken coop exit from the side, because what I'm gonna do is have the front side here, like potentially like this even. If I do it like that, then maybe I just do it on all sides, though. That's a thing to consider. Well, let me think on that for a second. I'll need like all the eggs, but it'd be nice to have eggs, I suppose. But yeah, I'm actually quite happy with like how the Death's Door thumbnails coming out. Like, it had its ugly phase, but then like with most things with like art wise, you kind of have to like push through that ugly phase of a drawing, and you have to push through that, and then just like, you know, what's the best word for it? Like, just walk away sometimes and just like, and keep working at it, and then it'll actually start to come back together. If that makes sense at all. You can't make, I don't think you can make half slab hay bales at all, so what I'm gonna do is turn to these yellow, and I'm gonna make some carpet, and they'll in due time eat grass and make me some carpet, and basically that's will be the pseudo sleeping pens, or not, like the wet pens. Or the hay they like walk on, and that'll probably like build up like some stairs here, and make that kind of where they sleep. Oh yeah, I should say, still behind on Minecraft updates. I'm still not in the Copper Age update. I don't know when I'm gonna get to that. It all depends on a couple of mods updating and whatnot, and those becoming stable before I actually do a full update of things. I have mentioned last time, I'm very ecstatic and I'm very excited to get those actually I'm very ecstatic and very excited to get those slabs, those shelvings blocks, because they're basically half slabs, and that's so awesome to have what is essentially a half slab, or vertical half slab. That's gonna be so great for builders, which I Guess I should quantify myself as one. I mean, by all accounts, yeah, sure. Actually, you know what? That's how I'm gonna do it. Even though it doesn't make a whole lot of sense here. These middle ones are just gonna divert towards the side here. Those go there. Something like this. Yeah. But yeah, I am pretty ecstatic to get my hands on them when I can, because, like, you know, it's a new block and everything to toy with, and you don't really get a lot of those nowadays. Or, and also, like, man, there's, like, so many, whatchamacall them. Ooh, I don't want to make this out of this block. I want to make this out of... Actually, what I might do, in fact, is... Even though that looks a bit ugly... is do this. I'll use the slabs as the kind of like a pen deal. Well, actually, I kind of liked the idea before, so let's keep going with that. Okay, let's bring this up. Ooh, that's why it's kind of like, doesn't look great to me at the moment. Because traditionally, I've generally tried to like to do what is a offset, where it's like you have a bit of the stuff hanging out. However, I don't know if that's gonna play nice with this. I might have to just make it square. Potentially, yeah. I mean, it is a chicken coop, so I don't really need to make it, like, the sexiest build ever. So I don't know why I'm, like, overthinking it. Let's just, like, bring this up a little bit. Ooh, you know, I forgot, actually. Glass. Full glass. Not glass, but panes. There we go. Yes, I got it with me. Cool, cool. It's gonna be the quote-unquote nicest chicken coop you've ever seen. Not really. It'll be a nice one, but... But it's more like... It's a little bit for show and it's a little bit for functionality, so... my builds tend to go. That'll go over here. And I'll kind of work with a little bit of the, how this ground is laid out a little bit. It's a little bit. I actually might have them come from the front now that I'm looking at it, because not a lot of play from this side, so yeah, I'll have them come out from the front of the coop rather than from the side, which makes all this placement null and void. Also, oh my god, I have like a frog in my throat. Give me a second. Okay, hopefully that's better. Felt like I was talking like I had a frog in my throat. Which it kind of was. Do kind of want to keep it like a little bit of space, and then just a little bit off kilter as well. The build. Because if I make it like all kind of like, oops, samey, I think it's gonna be a bit lame. Alright. So these go here. Or actually they go here. Well, yeah, they go here. Let's go here. Two on there, and then two on the opposite side. Cool. To add some depth to this, I'm going to add some color. I'm going to add some of the... Oh wow, actually, calcite, you can't do stairs. You can't make calcite stairs, huh? Or can you? Oh wow, wow, one of those rare items where you can't make stair. Interesting. And nor can you make concrete stairs at all. So that, unfortunately, stops that as a option as well. So I do have to work with mainly that. My cows. My cows here are mooing. Oh god. I've had claw out your eyes from Hades 2 stuck in my head for like since I've heard it. It is a banging earworm, I'll say that much. It's quite the catchy song. I do love it. I mean, like, gosh, it is a very fun song. Okay, this is gonna be a sleep real quick. I did want to play some more Hades 2 today, but I already played Hades 2 yesterday, and I do have to get some Minecraft in. Also because like I've been demonstrously like poor at Hades, not Hades. I've been pretty like bad at I hope, I think, yeah, the birds will be able to get through that. The birds. The chickens will definitely be able to squeeze through those. They're chickens, for God's sake. Yeah, I don't know what's happened with me and Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire, like, it's one of my favorite, Oh, Hades 2? I actually beat, Chronos for the first time yesterday. I was really surprised I actually managed to do so. He was a very, interesting fight. And then, like, one of the scenes after basically beating Chronos, I, like, kind of, like, made me... yeah, Chronos is the final boss in Hades 2. But as I was saying, when I had beat Chronos and then it did a, basically, a lore scene, I kind of, like, was like, wait a second. This makes me think. Like, I don't know if you're cool with me saying it, Ethereal, but, if you don't mind, I shall say what I essentially said yesterday. It'll be a while till you probably play Hades 2, I imagine. Okay, so basically, my theory as it goes so far, because it's trope writing as it goes, is essentially Melanoi, the character you play as, gives a warning to Zagreus about Kronos taking over and whatnot. Then I'm like in my head, like, and she's basically can only do it through the mirror, in the sense, like, doing like a weird time travel thing. I'm like, wait, so in theory, could this all be her fault for warning Zagreus about it? Because, like, in my head I'm like, well, if you warn him, then you potentially set off essentially the catalyst for warning him, sort of deal. That's crackpot theory of mine that I have going on, but, like, it makes logical sense when you think about it that way. I don't know if, like, what I said, so, basically, what I'm saying is, like, it is her, fault that Kronos, escapes and basically causes the catalyst of Hades 2 to happen, but because she's essentially warning Zagreus to stop Kronos before Kronos happens in a weird time travel loop sort of deal, because it's kind of like dealing with that. That's my pet theory so far. It might be too big brained. Not too big brained. It might be a little bit like, because I do, unfortunately, I catch on to tropes really quickly, and I'm like, I hope I didn't call that. And also, I'm still kind of like figuring out with Hades 2. I'm still figuring out the whole Mount Olympus bit. Like, you could go to the surface now in Hades 2, but I'm not like. But at the same time, you still suffocate because you don't belong on the surface. So I don't know what exactly the surface is for yet. Also, I need to open my window. It is warm. Also, for Hades 2, I'm kind of wondering because in Hades 1, you know how you have to defeat Hades himself 12 times or 10 times. I'm wondering if you have to defeat Kronos 12 times because, you know, uh, not like, why not 10? Like the same, like, Hades 1. Well, Kronos is like a time, like referencing a clock, and he's like, it would make, in a sense, like, storyline wise, you'd have to kill him each time of those, like, clocks till it reaches, quote unquote, 0. I suppose, is what I'm thinking. I'm wondering if they do that. I think it would be cute if they did. I have no idea. I mean, like, I'm sure, like, Steam achievements kind of, like, would spoil it if I read into the Steam achievements. I'm not quite happy how this looks. Maybe I need to, oops. I need to open. Okay, let's see. But yeah, I mean, I'm a guy who kind of chronically overthinks things on certain things where it's like, it's not that complicated, my guy. You don't need to overthink it that much. You know. I do be like that. But yeah, Hades 2 has been fun. I'm liking it. If there's one thing there's a weapon I know I'm kind of bad at. There's a weapon that's like unlike Hades 1, where there's not been like a real weapon that I kind of like. Okay, I shouldn't say there wasn't a weapon that I hated. Hades 1, there's a weapon that I don't love if I had the option to take it, which is like the exoglyph, the bird cannon thing. It's not my particular first choice of weapon, but there's the Moonstone axe, which is like a super heavy weapon, which typically I would be cool with using such a weapon, but that one is like, man, you do really feel the heft on it, and it's like, it's definitely very, very strange to just like, you 100% feel like the slowness of the attacks of it, and it takes some getting used to. And I've died more often than I have. What's the word? Succeeded with it, or I've taken more damage using the weapon than any other weapon in the game currently. And I'm actually really doing really well with the ranged weapons, which isn't typically my style with games like this. Like, I like my hit things in the face weapons. But I suppose like that's the big difference is with Hades 2 is like like Melanoy is way more of a spellcaster than she is like a full on what, like she's more of a spellcaster than she is a full on melee character. Yeah, that's fair. Like, it's just a preference thing. Like, if you ask me to play most games in video games and you give me a class, give me the one that goes up and hits things, because I'll have more fun doing that than I would a class that's ranged. Like, that's always been my style, and like I liked doing that for whatever reason. I mean, weapons in Hades 2 are obviously way or in Hades in general are pretty flexible, so you don't really have a bad choice of weapons. Actually, you know what? That's why it kind of looks bad. Not bad. This doesn't have the doesn't have the same coloring palette that I do for my roofs. So let me grab some of you. Let me just... Also, I made a crafting table here because, like, the crafting table got annoying. What the heck? Did my... Oh, no. Oh, man, while I was AFKing, my LAs died again. That's annoying. That's why, like, at-home EXP farm. I don't know if they... I wonder how they died. I wonder if they died from, like, a mob, like, coming in here and attacking the armor stand on them? Huh. That's weird. Oh, it's my own fault for AFKing, but, like... I genuinely don't know how they died is the main issue. It was like my at-home EXP farm, which was, like, easier. It was gonna be replaced more than likely at some point with, like, an Enderman farm, which I wanted to work on potentially this stream, but now I'm just dilly-dallying with the chicken coop. Or, like, I had wanted to do something like that, like, yeah. Like, obviously, Enderman farm's a lot better, and, like, obviously I have a high amount of levels, but, the amount of levels I have doesn't really mean a whole lot when, like... Oop. You can actually go through levels pretty quickly. Yeah, I'd be super curious to know how my allies died. Or if, like, it doesn't make sense for them to die through tick damage, because, like, the tick damage from like the spawning of things. Yeah, huh. It's a bit of an odd one. Okay. Honestly, though, I don't know what is my off-camera game after I beat Silk Song is, and I'm still debating whether or not I'm gonna get a true ending for Silk Song, because it all depends how lazy I am. Because I'm like, oh man, I heard basically if you want to see good ending, you have to do true ending. I'm like, oh my god. This game has already taken so much time out of my life. Do I want to do it more? Like, don't get me wrong, Silk Song's a great game, but sometimes I like to move on from games here and there. Or not even like to. I'd like to do my best at, like, clearing games on my, ever infinite growing, whatchamacallit, my backlog of games. It's why I slightly stream, but it's also why, like, I had a thing where years back, well, not even a year back, literally a year back, where I had what it was essentially a game clearing list that I would basically Google Doc my when I started the game, when I beat the game, and then just like a score, like a personal score, and then like a short blurb about what I liked about the game, what I disliked about the game. Actually was quite effective for me to clear through my backlog. Like, each year I'd like beat like roughly about 30 odd games ish when I did that. Though this year I've kind of like, for whatever reason, I slowed down on games, and I've just like been playing like my mainstays, or just like the things like my comfort games, if you will. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, it's kind of weird from going to like all this variety to just like, hey, I just want to play some Balatro and just like, well, I shouldn't say not think, because Balatro sometimes does take some thinking, but it's not like some significant amount of thinking, really. Yeah, I'd say this is looking a lot better than it was before. It feels like it's still like missing a thing here and there. I'll probably put like a couple of like I need some, what I truly need is some ooh, I don't like that. So I'll put like a single composter. One thing I dislike about fences, and I wish it wasn't a thing, is like how it like connects to certain blocks like this and it looks ugly. And I'm just like, why'd you gotta do, why do you gotta be like that? So I'll just like, okay, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Composter over there, kind of like quote-unquote chicken manure, which I can fill up with. I don't have anything to fill up with, but I will in a second. Also, these carpets are going to go there. Oh. God, the yellow, honestly, like, is such a yellow. Yeah, the yellow sheep are... I just have the yellow sheep for these carpets at the moment. You could dye sheep any color you want. Like, you could have, like, a... You just literally take some dye and put them... the color on the sheep. Like, here's an example. Yeah, let me show you. Here's red. So you can make this red dye into red, or the red flower into red dye, and literally dye your sheep any color you want. I think so. Yeah, it is. That's how you get different color wool, and then like you make a mini like sheep farm thing. I'll show you another thing that you might not know of, ethereal. So I'm going to show you two different things, if I could remember them correctly. So one of them will be this. Okay, so one of these name tags I'm going to call Dinner Bone, who's basically one of the, not creators, but one of like the main Minecraft devs. And I need to look up the other one. Okay, and the other one is going to be Jeb. Oops. Which is one of the main Minecraft, devs who's pretty much been there since day one. He's like the main guy outside of like who was helping the original creator Notch, and Notch unfortunately doesn't get talked about a lot for various reasons, where it's like for both like yeah, you gotta respect that he made the game, but then unfortunately the path that he's gone towards is like there's a reason why people don't talk about him much nowadays. So if you name a mob Dinnerbone here, the mob will go upside down. I don't know if you know about this, Ethereal, but it's so funny. And then if you name a mob, or at least sheep, Jeb, it'll go all rainbow. But the color of the wool will be the original wool, black. So, yep. You do Dinnerbone on any mob and it'll go upside down. Because this whole thing is like, Dinnerbone's skin is unique where he's upside down. But yes, you get a rainbow sheep if you name him Jeb. It's like a weird little cute Easter egg. But yeah, he's like all changing. But like I said, he'll only give you black wool, the original colored wool that he was. It's a cute little Easter egg. Now I've got an upside down sheep and it's so funny. It's like, help me. Oh, you know what I should have grabbed while I was in my storage room? I got distracted. Not super distracted, but I should grab some bones to grab some of these. Bone meal. So it doesn't match this color tone, which I'm like half debating whether I knock out this to actually match the color tone of the barn building. I think it's fine because it matches the other color tone of those, but like that's the only unfortunate part that is a little bit off color compared to that. But I think it'll be fine. It looks fine as is. I'll waffle over it off camera more than likely on whether or not I will change it. Okay, cool. Cool. I didn't want super tall grass here because like those these critters are gonna be like, you know, walking around it and everything, so let's put a thing there. I kind of want to put a decorative pot somewhere, like maybe outside of the... Okay, nice. So why does that's okay, this is one of those logic things I don't understand. So this is technically not a full block, I guess, and what it doesn't, a decorative pot doesn't connect, but then like I guess this is a full block and it does connect to this composter. It's like I don't know. I wish it was controllable. Like I know there's the debug stick, but yeah, I'm not in creative, so I can't get a debug stick, and people will probably already be mad enough as it is that I use a map. Okay, there we go. So a debug stick is essentially, there's certain like things that it's only in creative that you basically, I can't remember the command, but I think it's literally maybe /debug and then stick. But basically it gives you a literal stick that you could click on certain items and it will change how the item like interfaces and interacts with certain things. So like as an example, like you know how I was saying I hate how this composter, like the fences connect to it, essentially can change the fence's data to stop that from happening. Yeah, you could only get that in creative mode. So that's why I said people would be already in, people are already gonna, like, if like some people would be very picky on the whole fact that I have a whatchamacallit, a map mod, if for being in a hardcore world as it is. Some people are that anal about it, but yeah. Okay. I have chickens now live in here. Yeah, a little chicken coop. Didn't need to be super fancy. I shall get more. Yeah, it's Wait, how did you escape? Oh, are you kidding me? You chickens, you. So this was too close to the... the wall there. I hope that one's not close enough. I'm too lazy to lead you back in. Gosh. This is one of those inventory messes becomes a thing when you work on things. Okay. I need a chest. I desperately need a freaking chest at the moment, so. Let me make a chest. Criminy. Chest. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let me dump off some materials in here. But yeah, as I was saying before, I truly don't know what the heck I'm gonna play after I beat Silk Song. I'll figure that out, I mean, jeez. There's so many games that I own. I might make my way through playing off-camera, Final Fantasy Tactics, since I never played Final Fantasy Tactics, and, I love tactics games, truly I do. It's just, it's more of a time commitment for tactics games, and I don't know, tactics games I want to do on my channel, but I'm also, like, my worry about tactic games for the channel are, kind of, not boring, it's just, they take a long time to play, depending on the tactic game. And then there's, like, the one I'm thinking in particular in my mind is, like, one that I loved as a kid and played. Wait, what? I thought you could put roses in the decorative pot. What can you put in the decorative pot then, if not the roses? I'm confused, confuzzled now. Oh yeah, I did do a little bit of traveling and I got some glowberries. I need to do something with those. Probably make a, like, not a glowberry farm, but a mini glowberry thing. Huh. I can't put bushes, like, roses in that, then that means you can't put any lilacs or things like that. If you can't, what? Huh. Maybe I might do one of these where I wonder if you can put sapling in there and I could just, like, do a faux potted plant? Huh. Man, that's lame. Honestly, I thought you could do more with these potted decorated pots. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me actually... I don't intend to always do this, but I need to actually see... Because the decorative pot to me is a little bit newer because I haven't, like, as much as if I played Minecraft, I don't know exactly what you could place in it. That's a bit of an odd one. Okay, I see. So what I'm getting is essentially what people mainly do is they take the decorative pot and they take a normal pot. Take a shot for every time I say pot. Don't. Or do. I'm not your mother. And they place a normal one on top, like that, and then they do that. That looks a bit daft, though, I'm not gonna lie, so I'm gonna... kind of would like that to be a different plant. It's fine for now. Oh, something I did do. Just because bells, you have to, like, go... I think you could trade for them, but I did add a bell recipe for for data pack, and just so I could, like, more easily craft them, because, like, I don't know how often I'll use a bell, but, like, having them as a decor would be nice, in my opinion, or easily more accessible to craft would be nice, in my opinion, so I made... So a bell, aside from being a decor item, is if you're in a village, essentially, like a village like that over there, they gather the villagers towards the bell, so it kind of makes it, quote-unquote, easier to trade with the villagers. Other than that, it just, like, does this. Makes an annoying ringing sound. Oh, God. Actually gonna chop down this tree. Oh, gosh. Should say, what have I... gosh, unfortunately, like, I have been watching stuff. I was watching Taskmaster, but I haven't finished the episode because unfortunately, like yesterday, I fell asleep halfway watching it. Not because it was boring, but because like I was super tired for whatever reason. I was like, nope, don't have the energy to stay up at the moment. So let's not do that. It was very interesting. Still been on my kick of watching Kamen Rider Fies, which has been really good. I've been really loving that. That's been interesting. Well, I keep saying interesting. It's been very good watch. What the heck else? I still need to get back to, like, I don't know. I want to watch more anime again, but, like, it's a time commitment, and the big thing for me is, like, I'm still very much in that retro 90s not mindset necessarily, but, like, I'm still very much kind of have that, bias towards watching, subbed over dubbed. Just because, like, that's what I grew up with. And for me, it's so... Like, I've said this time and time again. I have no issues with people who watch dubbed anime and whatnot. Just for me, it's like... It's so weird watching stuff dubbed. Especially, like, example... I don't watch One Piece just because, like... My god, watching One Piece is... Yeah, that's also the problem, is, like, of watching dubbed. Is, like, you can't have it in the background as well. But, like, I'm so, like, old school mindset of, like, because I grew up in the early 2000s of the manga anime scene. And back then, it was pretty much sub or dub. And if you're watching dubbed, you are basically treated like, quote unquote, an idiot, more or less, because it's like you're basically watching an inferior product, and that was kind of like the old school mindset. And I don't really have that mindset. I don't care whether someone were to watch something subbed or dubbed anymore. It's just like, for me, for whatever reason, I still prefer subbed over dubbed, just because, like, to a degree, like, there is that tonality that kind of gets missed, in my opinion, sometimes with dubbed, but it's not that bad, really. It's just, like I said, it is a preference thing. It is very much a preference thing. And I don't have a good reason for it being how I watch things like that. But yeah, you're totally right. That's like, if you don't have something like that's dubbed, you can't have it on the background and understand it. But yeah, like things like One Piece where, like, I will say as a One Piece fan, don't watch One Piece, read it. Fuck's sake. And even then, like, I understand people being like, oh, it's 200 chapters. I don't want to read something that's 200... Sorry, not 200. Thousands of chapters. And I totally get that. That's fair. I said 200. Ooh, yep. That is totally inaccurate. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, it just keeps getting longer, and this is where it's like, this is copium of someone who's like been reading it for so long. Like, literally, it's my childhood. That kind of tells you how old I am. Too old turns to dust. Like, yeah, it's just like, I've been reading it since I was not a kid, but teenager, really. Young teenager. Yeah, really young, early. Yeah, just too long. Too long. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, it started in the 90s. Does say how old I am on my thing. I actually haven't updated it. I'm 33, so yeah. I am very... I'm not old, but I'm old. That's why I say, when I quote, I'm old enough to remember that early 2000s. Yeah, that's why I'm old enough to remember that early 2000s era of sub versus dubbed, and it's like, yeah, if you're reading quote-unquote dubbed, you're treated as like a crazy person. Look, I was there when the big three was a thing. I don't know if you know what that is referring to, ethereal, but I've gone over that topic and it's just like, oh my god. Oh, okay, you're not familiar with that terminology. So, back in the early 2000s, back in my day, so back into the early 2000s, there was a term called the Big Three that referred to One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach, and those three mangas slash animes really kind of like catalyzed the popularity and just genre of shonen in North America. That's also potentially why you don't know it, because it's like pretty much a big North American term. Like, it can't be overstated. And like, yeah, there's obviously there was things like Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon for like anime in North America, but like what really started the big ball rolling as well was those three, manga and anime. Like, that's like people always will say, oh, this is the next big three, this is the next thing, big three, but at this late stage in my life, I'm like, there will never be another big three. What those big three are will always be those three manga that helped catalyze the genre popularity in North America. There goes my ramblings on that. It's fascinating to really think about it, because it's like, you know, I'm not exaggerating in a sense. Like, to some degree I'm probably embellishing, but like, even then, it's not even that much of an embellish to say, yeah, those three are very important. But yeah, no, I want to get back into reading or watching some anime. I just don't know what to watch. Like, I've been meaning to watch Free Ren. I've heard that was really good. And then I still need to finish up watching Dungeon Meshi or Delicious in Dungeon. Like, I loved the manga. Like, I adored the manga. And it's like, why haven't you finished the... this is to myself. Why haven't you finished finished watching the season 1 anime of Delicious in Dungeon when you loved the manga? I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things from Free Ren. Like, I heard it's like a really good take on like the the fantasy genre, and it's like it's one of the few non-isekai genres in that, like in like the sea of isekai. Like I have no issues with isekai, but like, my god, is that played out right now? Like, that genre, unfortunately, is so played out right now. Like, I don't know whether or not to blame Seo for it, but like, boy, this is it part of the problem. Because ever since like that, it's like everything isekai. And again, that I'm definitely, yeah, manhwa's super guilty of isekai, or uh basically, which also makes sense because like, especially manhwa's Korean is set a setting in a video game MMO, and like, Korea was really popularly known for making a lot of like popular MMOs. Like, here's an example of one I played. I'm pretty sure it was from Korea. Maple Story. If not, I know it was from Asia at least. And yeah, so it's like, yeah, Maple Story. That was a fun one. Got grindy as hell. I was in the very early ages of Maple Story where like the grind was real. Like, I was pre-Big Bang Maple Story. That tells you how long ago I played Maple Story. Oh, turns to dust. Shoot. I have fond memories of the game. It's just, I find it pretty difficult to get to, not get to, but I find it pretty difficult for me to play MMOs in general nowadays, just because like, MMOs take a lot of time and dedication. I had like a year where I was playing Final Fantasy 14 online pretty regularly, and honestly, I was enjoying this myself, and the story is just like, after a while though, I just kind of got a little bit burnt out of playing it all the time. I do want to get back to it. It was in consideration for my Friday streaming spots at one point in my mind, where it's like, maybe I might get back into 14, and this is how I get back into 14. I'll just stream it, and I'm like, do I want to do that to myself? I don't know if you've ever played Final Fantasy 14 at all, Ethereal, but yeah, that was a thing that I played. I know, like, I'm saying not a lot of people. I know a lot of people did play it because it's like, mainly for story, and because it was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Also, opinions, or at least opinion. Do you think I should bring these pillars up to the above the stone here, or should I leave like these pillars out how they are? I'm kind of like waffling on that at this moment. I think they're fine like they are. Maybe like if I added like wood in between this area to make it like like a support beam, it'd look better, but it is what it is. Nah, I'm not raising the entrance. I'd like to keep it like it is at the moment, like this weird entrance, and just like keep it as. One thing I do want to do at some point though is I want to make this roof look a little bit less plain and make it look a little bit more like my walkway here, where it's like, oh my god, I didn't even notice this. These 3 blocks aren't even like these. That's gonna bug me. And this is blackstone? Yeah, that's polished blackstone. That's gonna bug me. Polished blackstone. Yes. I think you're right. Like, it looks a little bit more natural, like sort of natural, where it's like this rather than this going all the way up towards supporting there. Ow, my face. One of those things that I also want to potentially work off camera on is a proper raid farm. When I do that, I don't know. Oh, so firework rockets are for my elytra. So elytras are a endgame item that you get in the end city, and they help you fly around like I'm flying around like I'm doing right now. Cause like naturally I couldn't do this. It lets me like fly around and glide around. Otherwise normally I'd have to be like, if I were not wearing the elytra, I'd be walking around from here to there, here to there, here to there. So that's why I have a rocket on me. Firework rocket. Honestly, this is one of those opinions that either you like the elytra or you don't. I like the elytra. I think Minecraft definitely needed it for like some sort of oh, you just set them off. There's some pretty fireworks things. But yeah, no, it's a traveling thing, cuz like unless you get a fast horse or you have like an ice boat like basically travel point thing, like an ice way that travels from point to point, it's just slow to travel. Or you like which is something I will work on, not now but like in the future, is another highway, which basically this is something that I don't know if you are familiar with Ethereal. In the Nether, every block you travel is 8 blocks in the overworld, so it's faster to travel in the Nether than it is the overworld, and that's why people often make what is a Nether highway, which is basically like your 4 cardinal directions, and you place ice and you put the boat on the ice, and that travels really quickly in your directions to move around and go from place to place. Honestly, I might have to do a lot more camera work. Mainly today was a lot of just like chatting and filling in some terrain, which I don't always intend to do that. Probably next time we'll get on to Minecraft, we'll actually yeah, they're very fun. They're very fast too. Yeah, it is a lot of work, because like the biggest problem with the ice highways is gathering ice, and then gathering ice takes a lot of time because when you gather ice, you have to wait for like ice to you have to wait for water to freeze in like the sky or certain biomes, and it's a lot of work. It's definitely a lot of work. But it is, at the end of it, it's kind of worth it so you could travel faster, or you could kind of go for a more different route, which I'm debating which of what I'm going to do is I kind of want to, like, at least for my nether, I want to do, like, what is essentially near the roof another highway, but also, like, in the natural nether, I kind of want to try to, like, terraform it in a way where I'm actually, like, flying through tunnels and all this sort of things that go, from location to location, if you will. What's up where that's floating? Here? Or this thing? Near the castle. To the left? Oh, are you talking about the ghast? Oh, yeah. So, this is something that's, fairly been recent. He's been here the whole time. So, this is a happy ghast. Sorry. So, ghast, there's like basically a dried ghast, thing that you find in the nether. And basically you put, what is a, riding thing on him. Let me make sure to get some snowballs, because they like snowballs. I think I should have some snowballs still. I hope. Uh-oh. I might not. Uh-oh. Actually, genuinely might not. Well, okay, I'll show it regardless. So, this is the quickest way to get quote-unquote flight in vanilla Minecraft. Well, like this the Elytra is vanilla, but you could get these guys really quick. However, whoops. Come back here. I need to actually have that on a different block. However, he's so slow. He's like so slow. Like, comparing that to the Elytra. But it is cute. What's nice about it is you can work on like things like this naturally without having to like build like dirt pillars or have scaffolding to like work underneath things, which potentially is good. I don't know how good as of yet, because I get the feeling shoot. And the thing about him is, like, he will generally stay in, like, a 20 block radius of where I am. Just, like, hanging around because basically it thinks I'm his, mama? Come back here! Don't you run away! Oh, shh! It thinks I'm its mama. But yeah, he just hangs around my base. He's mainly here just to for show. I kind of feel bad for having him on this lead that's like super, super taut. Alright, alright. Let me, like... There you go. But yeah, that's a happy cast. They're from this patch. Which I do think is a good thing that they have like a different new way to travel. And you could travel with 4 people on the happy cast. Like I said, though, it's unfortunate that they are brick slow. Wow, jeez, I didn't even realize this is almost 12 o'clock my time, and I've done not a whole lot except for build a chicken coop and talk. Sometimes it do be like that. Yeah, I think, I am going to end it here for this stream. I just want to actually empty a few things here. Cool. There we go. Yeah. I do think I am going to end things off here a little bit. And take a picture of this before I log off or get off. F2, F1, F2. Okay, yeah. If you've been watching and enjoying this, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.